nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obey. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We got to keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. This the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. This the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obey. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. This the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that must be happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait?
Belize, welcome to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Monday, the 18th of August. And how are you this morning? We hope everything good with you as we welcome you to our house, 3304 Mandala Drive. This is the Zinc Fence house. This is the house of Mandala, a Mandala newspaper, Creme Radio and XTV. We are very happy to welcome you to our morning conversation here on Creme Radio and on XTV, welcoming listeners, viewers, online folks, those getting us via social media, and those getting us via simulcast coverage. It's good having you here. But we're not just there for their sake. Of course, you know, this is a participatory thing. This is an active thing. So we are constantly seeking people to engage with us. That's what we do weekday mornings. But before we get to all that engagement, first of all, I could say represent with some manners here. How the morning? Hope you have one great feeling. Your health is 100, your energy is high, your vibration is positive. We are selfishly interested that your morning got enough space, enough flexibility, maneuverability. You could link while you do what you do to get your new day started. North, south, east, west, near and far, people gather, come in, come home. This is the WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. I am Mose. I'm just more or less what you'd call your coordinator of the conversation. That's not like a fancy title, but yeah. Before we get down to the conversation though, we've got to serve up what we call the warm-ups, which means we've got a bit of news for you, a morning news package. Before we get to the news package, we get a weather forecast from the National Meteorological Service. The Met Service will tell us what kind of weather we can expect over the next 24 hours, and that's where we're going to start with forecaster Crystal Rosales.
Morning. Generally fair and warm weather will prevail. In the 24-hour forecast, skies will be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and then clear to partly cloudy tonight. Showers will be isolated, along with a medium chance of afternoon thunderstorms developing over the Maya Mountains. Please note that a heat alert is in effect, as inland temperatures are expected to reach 97 degrees Fahrenheit or higher during the afternoon hours, so residents are advised to stay hydrated and avoid outdoor activities as much as possible. High temperatures for today will reach around 90 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 97 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and then 80 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. And then low temperatures for tonight will reach around 77 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and then 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be light and variable, with sea conditions being slight. And then low tides occur at 1:05 this afternoon and at 11:22 tonight. High tides at 7:35 tonight and then at 6:12 tomorrow morning. The moon will set at 2:46 this afternoon and then rise at 1:56 tomorrow morning, while sunset is at 6:60 in this evening and sunrise at 5:36 tomorrow morning. And now for the extended forecast. Similar weather conditions are expected for Tuesday and Tuesday night. And in the sargassum update, satellite and surface observations continue to show large amounts of sargassum over our area. As a result, coastal destinations will continue to be impacted during the next few days. And finally, for the tropical weather outlook. At 6 a.m., Hurricane Erin was located near latitude 23.1 north and longitude 70.5 west, or about 115 miles north-northeast of Grand Turk Island. Erin was moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. This system poses no threat to Belize. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
Welcome, this is your morning news. There are big plans to connect San Pedro on Burgess Key with Xcalac, Mexico over the Zaragoza Channel in the Bacalar Chico National Park and Marine Reserve. There's a lot of uncertainty considering the environmental aspect of such a project in a delicate ecosystem. On Friday, Prime Minister John Briceño said that talks on this matter are still preliminary and that the concerns of environmentalists will be taken into account.
That bridge, again, we still have a long way to go. But the whole idea or the vision for that bridge is to be able to connect Burgess Key to Mexico, and then the Riviera Maya can be connected from San Pedro all the way to Cancun. And I know there are some environmental concerns that we have to consider, and we certainly will consider. We're not, obviously, we are very environmentally conscious government. So whatever we do has to be in consultation and to ensure that we protect. But as we say, all we want to do is to be able to a bridge so that traffic can go through and all the way to Mexico and open again more trade opportunities and opportunities with tourism also.
A police officer, 31-year-old Javier Waite, who is attached to Special Branch in Belmopan, was injured in a hit-and-run incident Friday night. PC Waite was driving a motorcycle on the George Price Highway in Georgeville, Cayo, when he was hit by a vehicle whose driver did not stop to render aid. PC Waite was taken to the Western Regional Hospital for treatment. Police are investigating. 2 individuals are reported to have been injured in a road traffic accident Friday night between miles 42 and 43 on the Philip Golson Highway outside Orange Walk town. Reports are that the accident involved 2 SUVs, one of which was a Toyota 4Runner. Both individuals were transported to the Northern Regional Hospital for treatment. Police are investigating. Police are asking the public's assistance in locating 22-year-old Dwayne Genius Tillett of Belize City. Tillett is being accused of attempting to shoot a police officer in an incident which occurred on Friday night in Belize City. The firearm was reported to have malfunctioned until it quickly fled the scene. Police are asking anyone with information of his whereabouts to call 911, 922 or report to the nearest police station. Police warn that he may be armed and dangerous. On Saturday, residents of Maya Center, a village in the south of Stanquick along the Thomas Vincent Ramos Highway, protested against Texbell Farms, a company which owns and operates farms and produces fruit beverages. According to residents, the company has acquired property in the village, leaving many residents without the opportunity to own land. The residents also accused Texbell of not being a good corporate citizen and stated that the community has not benefited from the company's presence. The villagers are now calling on the chairperson, the area representative, Honorable Rodwell Ferguson, to address the issue of insufficient parcels of land available to community residents. In a video uploaded to social media, the protesters are asking for land that is next to the creek and accuse Texbell of taking advantage of the Maya people.
And talk to Texbell. Texbell wants to negotiate, I believe, because last time we talked with the 2 shareholders and they agree that they can work their land, sell the land for us. People, stand up. We need to stand up. Yes. We are getting serious. We are getting serious, guys. We are not going to destroy nothing. Like what I explained to the manager of Texbel, we will not destroy the trees, but we will underbrush, and then we're going to build our little thatch house. It's going to be much better. It's going to be like a real Maya civilization. Promote it. Texbel never helped community of Maya Center. It's a big company, they never contribute to Maya Center. We have school, they never give us nothing to the primary school. They never give us to scholarship. Nothing. Now we are demanding at least, this is a piece of land we are asking them. It's along the creek. Even though if we go home, they cannot develop it because it's close by to the creek. Like what the village council letter stated this morning, it's against the law because due to the environmental law. Tex will break the law for the last 5 years when he bulldoze the other side. They never make noise because they take advantage of the Mayan people. Now we are standing up, and I'm waiting for the response of the chairman at least.
Recently, Dangrigga has been seeing sargassum wash up on its shores. It's been an especially active year for the region when it comes to sargassum washing up on Caribbean coastlines. In Dangrigga, their residents, especially the women, have banded together to clean up their beaches. Dangrigga Area Representative Dr. Louis Abanez spoke on these efforts.
The women are always very industrious, especially in Dangrigga, right? So I'm very proud that they were out there. I was out there with them. We supported the cause. We never seen sargassum, in those amounts ever before. So the community decided to come together and to go out there and from very early in the morning to work to move the sargassum from off of the beach. They did what they could over the weekend, and then the mayor came in with equipment during the week and removed the rest of the sargassum. That's a continuous issue because the sargassum keeps coming in, and the women were there, and that's something wonderful for Belize. Our women are always hardworking and industrious, and we men have to learn and try to keep up with them, right?
And that brings to an end our news package here this morning. We will take ourselves a small break. When we come back on the other side, of course, you know the drill. We got conversation open for business on this Monday morning, 18th August 2025. You're listening to Creme Radio, you're watching XTV. We'll be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Creme's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Alright, welcome back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, 18th August 2025. And we are now open for the business of conversation, and that's what we do primarily. Our business is about trying to get you to give us a call. We have our telephone line for you to jump into a conversation. That number is 280-5848. 280-5848. That's the live line for you to participate in the conversation on this Monday morning. We will have a very special feature this morning. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we will be joined by our news editor, Marisol Amaya, to give us an update as she managed to travel with the team to cover the Trilateral meetings in Mexico between the Mexican president and the Belizean counterpart and Guatemalan counterpart as well. And so we will get a live in studio update on that at 8 o'clock. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. In the meantime, however, we are open for the business of conversation, and we hope to hear some of you ringing off the phone in a very short period of time. We want to hear right about now, really. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Morning, sir.
Morning, my brother. How are you doing?
Well, we give thanks again to life, you know. We are here once again. Boys, we want to try understand.
Yes, sir.
It's not a lagging cutting. It look like this conversation get deeper and get bigger, it get out of hand, man. Maybe I could open my knowledge a little bit for that.
When it comes...
This illegal logging.
Illegal logging. Well, brother, the problem is that it's what are the size of the country and how much people we have on the ground, they monitor the cutting, right? So if you left people, you tell like where happened, like I know of people where they will tell you that okay, even if they get a logging concession to go to a specific area. Let's say you get a logging concession and it says, you know, you have from between Mahogany to the highway. That's your area for you to log. But when you look across the highway, you see 10, 15 fat, tall Santa Maria. You see a couple other hardwoods there that sit down nice and proper. But that is outside of the area now. You come there now. You the cut down in your area, but you look across and you sit in there. Who is there that is going to make sure that you do the right thing?
Okay.
So
I work in there too.
You just work within there.
Okay, that answer to nobody.
So remember, when it don't get cut, it don't get cut.
Yeah.
You know, there's no sticking back a tree back onto its stump. It doesn't work that way. And again, as with everything, there's serious management issues, there's serious enforcement issues, and there's serious skullduggery with everything. You know that will go on, right? So if you find out that very few of these villages that might be in areas that have rich jungle cover nearby, very few of these villages are actually participating in the logging. You have active logging going on that comes on top of these villages, and they don't really have a big say. So the case of what's going on in Boston is kind of like there is a pushback coming from that village, which they have every right to do.
I'm going to try to get it understand, but I got to open my knowledge on that, because that look like that one deeper, big conversation right now. The people here, boy, they upset that you have a football field. We park the basketball court, they are aware of that, right? People are mad, they move the big chief, and I got people real up to me because they say I call every morning, and I bring that up, but I tell them I can't bring up something where I don't have no knowledge and no wisdom about.
Yeah,
I don't treat me to the parent, do they? I mean, treat them for years, the parent do.
The barbecue
like this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they cut down the tree, right? I think they move it by now, they clean it up. But I'd say the big appetite, maybe they cut down the tree because they must have some structure pro, you know, something where they are do they.
Well, listen to me. The question has to be, you know, when you think about it. So when was I on? Wednesday morning. So you did have you know, big up the bedroom Gellies come by, morning Gellies, and explain to me the situation. He was. But a man take that thing to heart. Man he's very upset. Says, you know, down na Yabra, the people are really upset. I do know there was a very tall, strong Hammond Street there that really provided shade for the whole barbecue. I don't know how long that barbecue
the man did it a while. It did it a while. People did it a while.
I'm saying it's like that barbecue has been sold under that tree for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know who made the decision that Hammond's tree was in the way. And
that's why I explained to the man. I tell the man there is more to the story. You know, just can't get up and talk about something when by the end of the day maybe have a plan there. You don't know. I tell him watch it as you go along, but the man get deep in his feelings. The man is saying chance because they don't put back something there, and I tell the man, we have to dig into it. You know this this field back
sometimes
you know this field back at the gas station? And the gas station now police station or country police station. They got a bedroom with the long where to make the gun all over the world to play football. He said that he take care of the field. The man said that like the field does go to waste, like you need assistance. And I tell her, if I could recall, I think the minister sports make it clear that they are putting some work in all the field length. So I tell the man, "Gali, patient, man, I could swear I hear the minister of sports say that, but this man, they said that field today for years and never have been touched. That he take care of field. He got all documents for the field. So I tell her why they not collaborate. You know, and try to make the thing beautiful because right now I tell you Mose, park and they feel them Mose for years. Some of them get neglected. I mean, I'm glad they touch Marion Jones and fix up the fence back. The Marion Jones now MCC, right? Because that may look bad. That may look real bad, but it fixed back. And I tell the man, "Gali, patient man, you just can't jump up and not see the vision. Because there must be a plan, man. After a period of time, they not could get up and say something if you get neglected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the man said that he did that feeling. That virgin have a passion for that feeling, you know. That virgin live for that feeling. I remember when he ex-football player, ex-coach, and the man said, every day picnic on the field. And I understand the man feelings because by the end of the day they think they work. The proof is right there on Vernon Street. It work. He kept picking me off at the street. You get what I'm saying? It work. So whosoever responsible and I want to know, take all the time, invest in our youth then, and touch their feel and because it take them picking up at the street, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
and that we want.
Listen, with respect to that, I want to touch back on the issue of the tree that was cut down in Yabra. Again, there is a need to have a consciousness about taking care of trees once we get into the hurricane season.
Yeah.
I think that there is very little organized awareness around once we come to the hurricane season where we do a certain controlling of our trees, right? Because the trees are an important part of our aesthetic identity here. We are even in the city, like when you go on top of the roof brick, you're going to see we still look green. Yes, we have buildings and all of that, but most yards got one tree in there, got a coconut tree in there, got one, you know, all the different type of things that go in our yard. The city is still green. And you do have trees that are more important than others because they provide, in this instance, this tree, I mean, this animal just one ordinary tree. This tree are like infrastructure. It provides cover, and under that cover, entrepreneurial activity. So while there is a need for there to be pruning of these trees, cutting off limbs, making the tree more manageable when we get into the hurricane period, we can't have a policy. We just careless and cut down anything and because we get up this morning and say, I don't like to see that. especially when a tree is not really in somebody's yard, it's really like a part of the community. And so this away before I don't know if this was a decision, right? Because I checked into it, it wasn't a decision. It seemed like some people had a job and then decide, well, the way how they want to deal with this tree, let's cut it down. Yeah, easier for them. Let's work. We don't have to worry about the tree again. I guess that's the thinking that somebody had. That's well, I am just saying that's what it seems, that this is what manifested itself. I've not been told that some big decision was made that the tree had to be cut down, that it was a case where the workman then decide that, taking care of the tree means cutting it down, rather than just doing management of the trees. And everybody needs to have only consciousness when you reach the time of the area that, you know what, you have to cut down limbs, make a tree more manageable, make it less vulnerable to high winds, because that way ultimately take down the trees. It take down the trees, and not just the trees bring down the electric wires. It damages homes. So take care of your trees. And
my thing was, I think the people just upset because nobody never approached them and tell them that's what they may do.
But they're also upset because the tree that one part of the community, that one landmark really, and most of the people where they're in our community right now, for whatever time, and they're in our community, all they've known is that tree there. And so while we don't know, it's not that people be no tree lover, it's that like then it be logical. The tree they provide something one Hammond's tree. That one problem and that one blessing. The Hammond's tree give lot of shade, but it shed lot of leaves. So
I get a benefit of the doubt because the Hammond's tree do have one history for their people there. Might be for week out of the community, but the people in our community, they have a history for them. Yes. They have a lot of memories that are tree there.
One tree where I explain to you the way how Hammond's tree go, the one tree will provide a lot of shade. The one thing when you give some work, because you have to manage the leaves when they come off it. You always have to clean it up. But that's just that whole work. So you just clean up the leaves. If you need for cut, because now we enter the hurricane season, just cut off extra limbs and manage the tree. But if you say cut off something where, man, that's ridiculous. And especially as you have mentioned, without engaging the community, like just go right in our community and cut down one tree with a part of it. That are not tree loving. That are like respect too. That a matter of respect. And I could definitely feel why the Yaba community feel disrespected by what was done. Because
I think hot then though.
Yeah.
I think hot then. And I hope the gentleman, the listener, feel comfortable now that it become a conversation, because the man meet me every time and he tell me, I don't hear mention nothing about you, but I tell her I don't have no knowledge. What happened there? You just can't go and have a conversation about something you don't have no knowledge about, because it's two sides to a story.
Well, when he in check with me and tell me about the situation, at that point in time it was even worse, because they had done it and they left the debris right there in the spot. So
yeah.
So then apparently the bro that does the barbecue out there was unable to have the barbecue because all the fallen tree and limbs and everything was right there, had not been moved. So I think they were moved later on. I had notified the folks and they had gone there and they had moved it. But now that it's moved, the message and the lesson has to be that not all trees are created equal. And before you do something like that, it's not like you're the cut down bush. You have to have some level of respect.
I think the proper way when you do things like that just go up, vibes with the people there first and make them know what you want to deal with and what you want to do. I think that is fair enough to our community. Okay. Anyway, my brother,
So
the deal starts.
So the interesting, you know, have you are you one of those persons that get excited about Maya trend? You the trend Maya, well, no, because you don't left your country.
No man. I have to reach my country, Mose. That's my mission right now, Mose.
What are, your what?
My mission of it poor Mike Mose. I want to tell you something, right? Everybody want to go out foreign, kudos to them. Nothing wrong with that. Some people are say, yeah, we feel it after because we can't go blah 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 blah. No, my interest is not about passing the border. My interest and my love for this country that we go north, south, east, and west. Most so part of this country, you know. When I reach, I could always remember. Well, a lot of my visitors tell me from all over the world, we look at a rich country, we look at a beautiful country, and I never know until I see it. Man, the other day, I gone out so, way down so, and I sleep in our tree house, and you know that we're fully furnished cable. Your cable now, internet, hot and cool, AC, tree house, you know. They think they touch me because they're like the talent. That's the way people got to be so creative. Man, I was told this Mose, the Maya, the Garifuna, you name it. The other day I nearly helped the Corozala, the skeleton tongue.
The what?
Skeleton tongue in a Corozal. Yes, man. I get me and my camera windows go. You know? And that's my mission, man. That's my mission. I'm glad when people hit me up in a game and say, hey, look on that. Come out, man. And what are they come? Or they sing to me. You know? That's my mission, man. Respect to everybody else who want to go and see the world. I got the world in the palm of my hand because there's a lot of people who spend a lot of money to go and see where we have. So why would I give this up? America is here. You understand? It's right here in your backyard. You know, that's my passion right now as a patriotic Belizean.
As a patriotic Belizean.
Serious.
Patriotic.
I take this pleasure to my heart.
I hear
you. Know?
I hear you. You know that.
I'm patriotic like that.
You know, somebody say, I bet you if they not give break one visa, you go though.
I want to take it. That's not a hypocrite. There is nothing wrong with that, but I don't want to stay. I don't want to hang.
All right.
You know, because America is not like when in the 80s and 90s, people have told me that America is not the way, you know, how we used to vision it. Especially right now with technology. I used to say, if most to be able to have, I get an offer many times. I get called from America to go touch the stage, and I tell them, you know what happened? The documents, yeah. Make them tell a while in. Make a Gashimi tell you. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Belize our place, hold on for your pass. And I can remember good when the ambassador, alright, that the embassy come on TV, he said you got certain record, don't waste your time and come look for no visa. So why me I waste my time? When I know that they hold on to your pass. You know? And a lot of women like that. You know, before I close my eyes, you know, I would have want to go to England, Europe. I don't want to go America, I want to go far. But it is what it is.
I think you may say you want to touch the motherland, because I know you got
this is what I say. I tell I want to go far.
All right.
You know, but it is what it is.
Okay, bro.
You know, that is some way and another is some way. And I accept that. One day I will open my eyes and look at my table and I will say, I be surprised. See all the documents they approve. Never know. Time will tell. But until then, man, watch ya. Let me out with the judge price money after the costing money. You know?
I hear your birds.
All right, Beijing. Have a good day, sir.
All right. This is WB Wake Up Lee's Morning Vibes. The telephone number is 280-5848. As I mentioned earlier, just in case you're just joining us, coming up this morning, we're going to have a short briefing from our news editor, Marisol Meyer. She's going to join us. That's not an easy, it's not every day that we get Marisol for come on the show, so that happens at 8. All right. But we have a call. Krem, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Mose.
Could you lower your
Is that much better now?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Right here, Brother Mose. I just want to kind of piggyback on Brick's conversation this morning about the trees, man. I look at it, Brother Mose. I'm a person that I love nature. I love trees. Not to worship any tree, but I just love nature. In my lifetime, I've planted, I would say, I'm going close to about 1,000 or so. But when I look landmark trees, Brother Mose, and you could remember the big tree we used to be by the Roaring Creek, Belmopan Junction. That was a landmark in Belize. Everybody traveling to Cayo or PG, we used to hitchhike. I remember back in the days when I used to hitchhike down south and stuff from Belize City. Right there, that I mean, I stop off. You could go right there, you chill, you go down by the little creek there, get a little water, and from there you continue to trot on. They cut that down. The next big tree we used to in the park, Brother Mose, by Broders, they all of them big trees. Yes, the birds was kind of a nuisance with the manure and whatever, but they cut them trees down. Just recently, Brother Mose, a big tree, a big saber tree, let it go right back Civic Center, the city center renamed now. They recently planted it and it was growing beautiful because those trees grow very fast. They cut it down. Brother Mose, I'm thinking with global warming, Belize City pretty much don't have any green space. You for 21st or 10th or Carnival, Brother Mose, people standing up in the broiling sun. Recently, I've seen, I don't know if it is the city council doing it, but kudos to them. They have been planting some plants and trees throughout the city, so enough respect for that. But those landmark trees like the Hammond tree in Yabra, they should have never cut it down. You know, you don't do things like that. It is nature. It is a living thing. They might think, oh, this is just a tree. It is a living thing. And the trees and the animals, the water, everything worship the Creator. So people who cutting down these landmark trees, man, you know, get a check of yourself. You're killing life. You're killing life. You're disrupting nature. The birds, people take shelter and benefit from those trees. I remember back in the day, Brother Mose, when I was hungry, you could go get, and many believers could attest to it, you could go get a few hammonds and eat your hammonds, you break it open, you get the nut on the inside, you drink some water, and back to school, you're good to go. So those who cut down the trees, man, reflect on life. Thank Brother Mose for the time, man.
While you're here, interesting enough that you would call, because what are your thoughts? Major ambitions have been put forward over the past couple of days. They talk about Tren Maya expansion, talk about a bridge from Mexico to San Pedro. You're a mainstay of the tourism industry. What are your thoughts on those things?
Well, on the Tren Maya, I was fortunate to be able to witness the Tren Maya down or up in Charamal from the location where we are geographically, up in Charamal. And one of the concerns that people have been talking about is disrupting the environment. Now, Prime Minister Briceño made mention that it is going to run parallel to the highway. So if that is the case, that it's going to be running parallel to the highway, I would support it in that respect, because then we're not going to be opening up no other new frontier to have it running. My concern though would be, because we don't really have a clear-cut relations with Guatemala, to just running it right through Belize into Guatemala and knowing that these people across, well, the Guatemalan government across the border still have border issue with us. That is my concern. But in as far as coming in from Mexico to Belize, I think it's going to be great for the economy. I think it's going to be great for even tourism, because a lot of time our guests would ask, "Hey, Jimmy, you all have any train in Belize?" I said, "No, we don't really have any. We had some old steam train back in the past that was used to haul logs out to the river, but nothing of any modern train." So I think that would be a great tourism booster for us in as far as the train Maya is concerned. And then your other question were?
No, I guess is the other proposal is some bridge from San Pedro, North San Pedro, directly to Mexico through the Bacalar Chico Marine Reserve area.
Oh, that bridge thing. I'm not too much in support of the bridge. Reason why is because you do have a lot of the water taxis that is benefiting from the run from San Pedro to Charamal and other destinations in Mexico. So that would be kind of throwing off that beautiful scenery when you cut through the mangroves and whatnot going up on that area. And we already have the bridge going across the Santa Elena border through Corozal and Charamal. So I don't think we should open up another passage in that respect, because we're already limited with manpower, and to man all of those points there, it could open up kind of a Pandora box for other things. And then we're going to have the Train Maya coming in. So I would say I'll support the Train Maya and kind of put the bridge on hold for now. But in that light, though, I would like to say also, Brother Mose, I think that we should have a 4-lane highway from Belize City all the way to Belmopan or to Cayo, and a 4-lane from Belize City to Corozal, because Belize is expanding. Another 10 years, God is willing, from now, we're going to have another 30 to 40,000 vehicles in Belize. So we should look at having a 2-lane going north, 2-lane coming south, 2-lane going west, 2-lane coming east on the George Price and the Philip Golson Highway. I think we need to kind of think in advance, because we don't want to wait until last moment, and then that could hamper. And another thing, during cross-country, we only have one way in and out of the city. And God forbid, emergency with the cycling activity being in full swing at that point in time, it could be very, preoccupied in terms of assisting whoever in the event of an emergency. So that is food for thought. We could look into that aspect. Again, Brother Mose, glad to see you, glad to hear from you, man. Peace out, brother.
All right. Thank you, sir. This is WUB, 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. The telephone number 280-5848, that's the live line for you to participate in the conversation. So I guess you had to jump off, Brother Robinson. But my concern is that, so it's okay to have dreams. It's okay to have your wish list. But dreaming is not to be distracting. And it's the Trend Maya, if you understand why it was built, understand why the Mexicans built it. They built it because the predecessor to this president wanted to give attention to a neglected part of the country and wanted to unleash the economic activity in that area. Krem, good morning, WB. Krem, good morning.
Brother Mose.
Yes, sir.
How are you this morning, my brother?
I'm okay. What's going on?
I recall...
Oh, it's been a while, my brother.
Yes, sir. It's been a while indeed. It's been a while indeed. I recall to give the name of the footballer who take care of the football court, no? The name of the footballer is Bernard Dogo Thomas. Live right behind the police station, the football field by the police station. The brother has been taking care of the field for over 20 years, man. And all the government saying nobody assists the man. So we hope that this time somebody, this government put in a pound of flesh and help the brother develop that field and maintain it to the condition where it needs to be for the footballers, no?
Yeah, we've had Dubu on the show a couple of times. General Giant, we've had him here several times. And he has been the kind of one of those unsung heroes who are grassroots, community-based, just doing positive things and defending a space that is very important. And it would be beautiful if that is going to be matched with the right resources to make the place be what it could be and what it should be. A safe place, a safe space for our youths to develop and engage. And I think as was mentioned by the previous caller, General Giant, especially in Belize City, where we know that there is a huge demand and for housing. We know that we've quickly lost housing space, and because of that, a lot of the open areas have been consumed, and so we have run out of open areas. And what I think has never been calculated, we know what the value is for housing space. We know that you have to create the space for people to build homes. That's a critical part of building and stabilizing a community. But it has been done at the expense of the importance of maintaining open areas for people to just breathe, for children to play. And so you would find out that very often there might have been a plan, and you would find out that there was supposed to be a park here, but whatever that plan was on paper, it never manifests itself because somebody say, man, that can wait. We need lots. We need lots. We need lots. And this is not to say that we don't need lots, and this is not to say that I think we should have realized, especially here in Belize City, that we need to start to go up a bit because there's a limited space. It's a finite resource, but it should not have been at the expense of the elimination of open places for people to breathe and for them to relax, recreate, and for children to play.
As important as building the homes, it is also important, Brother Mose, to build individuals And enough of these open spaces, you could build talent that has not been exposed as yet. So there is a delicate balance, and I urge the Sport Council right now to give the man the flowers while he is alive.
Yeah.
Fix up the park, fix up the football field, and give it the name Bernard Douglas Thomas Football Field. I think that the greatest honor that brother could get for all the hard work and effort that the brother has put in to maintain football right in that area. Thanks, Brother Mose. Peace be unto you. Peace be unto Belize.
Give thanks, brother. We got to go to break. 2 Cent Scam, sponsored by 4 Point Security. We're going to take a break. Remember, coming out at 8 o'clock, we have the rare occasion of a visit from our news editor, Marisol Amaya. She's going to be talking to us about the recent Trilateral meeting in Mexico. We'll be right back after the commercial break that follows 2 Cent Scam.
This is XTV. I got a big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security. All right, people. This 2 cents, we want to ask people about mental stress, mental health. We want to ask about even depression. A lot of people might get depressed and even know what depression means because they have all different forms. All right, as symptoms. So we could find out what depression means. All right, let's go find out people in 2 cents. Depression?
No sadness. Like when I'm sad. Depression when I'm sad, right?
Yeah, you're 2 cents.
Yeah.
When you're sad?
Yeah.
All right, good. You know what a depression?
If I know what a depression?
Yeah. The word depression. That's a question to put it. What are you meaning by depression? What are you meaning?
Depression is like entirely stress when you go through all these situations. Stress like you and down and you know you go through.
All right, that is it. I heard what you said. What do you know about depression? What are you meaning of depression? My meaning different. I don't want to know what your 2 cents on it. Can you know depression or?
Yeah, well, I say most of the time comes from people who have problem and like stress, and then they just keep it in, and then you don't want to talk like what really happened today, right? So that's my 2 cents, right?
Okay. I like that. Thank you. 2 cent question a day. What are you meaning a depression?
All right. So my meaning for me, you set your goals for the day, you set daily goals, you set weekly goals, you set monthly goals. And now for that day, you don't accomplish everything you want, but you got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then you realize, okay, all right, I'm behind in the week. You know, but you got next week, the month not done yet, you got monthly goals. Eventually you realize you're behind, you never accomplish everything you want for that month. You're going into the next month a little rougher than how you approach that month, you know. But you always keep a positive mind, you know, I know who starts.
That your meaning?
Yeah, that's my meaning of depression right there.
Yeah, your 2 cents.
My 2 cents.
Well, my definition of depression, when time you go through stuff and you don't have support.
That's your 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents.
To be honest, depression means like I don't have the facility to do what I want, to get what I want.
Okay.
Stuff like that, you know. That just depressed me in getting my job done and finding work so I can survive.
What man do?
I wouldn't put women in the league.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Sir, your item is ready for viewing.
Is that all?
This is everything.
Belize introduced its new electronic passport in 2022 through the launch of the Electronic Passport Issuance and Control System, EPICS. The e-passport includes an electronic chip that safeguards the holder's personal information and photograph. It also features a verification mechanism compatible with biometric systems such as smart gates at international borders. The passport's design reflects national pride, showcasing Belizean landmarks and symbols. It incorporates 26 modern security elements to prevent fraud and corruption. The introduction of the e-passport aims to enhance security, improve processing efficiency, and reduce application backlogs, benefiting Belizeans both domestically and abroad. The Ministry of Immigration, strengthening national sovereignty, security, and socio-economic development.
Right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde in the house on this Monday morning. The telephone number 2805848. That's the line for you to get in the conversation. We started out this morning, in case you're just catching in, just coming in. We heard reports about Hammond Street that's been very much part of the Yabra community near the basketball court, where for a long time. So what we're showing there is a photo shared with us. That's what's kind of left of the Hammond Street. I think most people who have ever been out there, or I guess who have bought a barbecue out there, knows what the Hammond Street looked like. I guess the instruction, if there was one given, was to kind of prune the tree. I don't know that that's what was done there. I will say this, that the Hammond Street are very resilient, and it will, I believe, regain a bit of its cover. It's a very resilient tree, and obviously it's a very old, it's a very massive tree, and so it's going to take a little while, but I think it is going to. It's the first time that we are covering the aggravated assault of a tree. That's what it really amounts to, is aggravated assault, intent to harm, deadly force. The victim is still alive, but in very bad shape, and so it really is a lesson as how we maneuver and deal. And I again want to emphasize that this underscores the responsibility that we all have, but especially the municipal body, the city council, at this time of the year, to do a lot of the preparatory work. We see that we are slammed. If we didn't know that we were in hurricane season, obviously many of you have been watching a bit of the coverage that is being done of the massive storm Erin, and now we have other waves coming off the African west coast there, and it reminds us that we are in this time of the year when storms are very possible, and so we don't start preparing for storms the day before they are scheduled to arrive. We get into the hurricane season. Fundamentally, we are tasked with making sure that we are prepared as best we can. Krem, good morning, WB. Krem, good morning, WB.
My Mose Dembali. I said no why I watch it and I feel it. That's why the people they feel what they feel. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do like them was the abuse. Cause I think they clean the thing down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I know I tell you from the bottom of my heart, that look like one bad mind move. Either somebody, whether they're in the right sense, I think they move the whole thing. All they do, they kill the beauty of the thing, assault it, disrespect it. In the streets they say it don't treat a law. You understand? If I move like that, I would have put out to the public that somebody's supposed to be get charged for that. You understand? That will call abuse, cruelness, chancing. You know? I want to help me, brother. I think I
think you're going to say like somebody try sabotage the bedroom enterprise, meaning that having the shade important. You know, I guess you could put up tent, but having shade make it one nice spot for people be.
When the tree me do it, and then do it, it's about attraction. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They take away all the sun from the person. This to me is the meat of the event that day. right? To me, this, for me personally, my view, I mean, I feel like you're bully me. You want to hold me down. I can't think nothing positive and constructive if I may run a business there and this will happen to me. I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, I think that it would have been one brother way. We say we're thinking it too good and then it mess up. I could understand that, but there's nothing else. Call it with the right thing, but there's nothing else I could see in this, but bad mind.
You know, sometimes we give some man some instructions, but you know that they, and when you get there, you want to know, well, that way you do better. Like,
yeah, I take that, but I think somebody needs to come out and take full responsibility for that. You could have judged them and could redeem themselves with an explanation. You understand? That's the way I think. If the person not come forward, it don't get judged. Bad mind. Bad mind right down the way. You understand?
You don't convict the man. You don't convict the people.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
That rope if you get them.
That what?
That's how I take it. If that may have been that day, and I know the comfort, the peacefulness, the conversation, you know, the communication. Because no people must go there and sit down and eat while they vibe and reason. That's what I don't want to do. See we together.
But you remember?
See when they laugh and have fun.
You remember that we had some amazing trees in Battlefield Park. All for another boy, I run on a Battlefield Park under them trees.
Mose, enough girl. Enough girl out and get caught under the tree there.
Enough what?
Enough girl get caught in. Remember, like, yeah, meet me by the tree.
Okay, you carry it to our next level. Let me
say because sometimes people have to think about the history of things before you destroy.
So they had a problem with birds, and the birds, when they take over the whole area and take over the trees, and some genius figure, well, the best way to get rid of the birds, that get rid of the trees.
The bird they find the next tree.
And so they chop down all the trees.
I can't take that, Mose. I know you're trying. I can't take that.
No, I'm showing you. No, but you're thinking that I am using that as an example as to defend what has happened. I bring it up to show you how we have kind of shown us a consistent disregard for the importance, and I feel that I love the fact that the Yaba community has so much feelings over it. I love it. This is not your tree hugging variety of consciousness. This is a understanding of how something provides value to you and appreciating it and realizing that if something has been done to it, it has been done to them. I really rate the fact that they have so much feelings over it. Like, absolutely, there are times when we can't, trees are, we have to develop, and we if you are in an area, you do have to clear some stuff. But this is not that. And so this is a thing where somebody get too zealous, or, as you propose, somebody show a lack of consciousness, lack of conscience, and maybe even worse, maybe they evenly bad-minded. That's there's always that. That's always possible. I don't want to kill it all the way.
Before, listen to me. I have to see the persons will do it. Then from there, they are the trial. For me. Honestly, because then I don't want to sit down here and there is more to it, because I don't know if I close the book.
I mean, listen, somebody has said, well, you know what, we live in a country, we part every week human beings are being harmed, right? We live in a country where human beings are cruel to human beings. We injure, we damage, we kill. And we lament that it matters to us. So we don't want it to seem as if though this is a case of where we got more interest, you know, like everybody wants to save this, they want to save that, but they don't want to save human beings. Like, we believe in trying our best for protect human beings. This tree provides value to human beings. It provides value in the form of it plays a role in creating a space for entrepreneurial activity. It provided space and cover for recreational opportunities for the community. And so this is not a matter of crying over a tree. It's about respect, and it's about defending the value that it brought to our community. That's where we are with that, right? So
we have our mindset that anything, and I notice it, and I noticed, I don't care who best can me to say it, Creole. We have our mindset, Mose. Anything where you see make we happen, we try destroy. Anything where benefit we try destroy. Anything about we, everybody wrong.
What you are suggesting is that we are just simply destructive.
We are joy killers.
I don't know that we kill the joy ourselves, but I think that
I tell you, Mose, anything went nice and it go good, we get our feelings with something happening. We're not concerned with the rest, you know, personal thing, and cause distraction and attention. And listen to me, you don't go off it sometimes.
But here you have a case where you might have had an individual or individuals where do something really idiotic and do something maybe even worse than that. Maybe it was that they had bad mind. But here you have one bunch of people where the brother will come to me, they don't him do the barbecue, but he spend 15 to 20 minutes along with another sister where they defend it out of the community. So I had a brother and I had a sister where book me and sit me down and at least step down there Wednesday morning, and they basically spend most of that time defending the person who do this barbecue. They don't fit in barbecue, you know. They don't make the money under the tree. They don't sell the barbecue, but it matters to them. So while you could point out to me that you have individuals where are destructive, where indifferent, or they don't give a damn, you have a lot of people who don't feel the same way. And you can't just make one broad statement of condemnation for say, oh, we destructive and we no care and we no want to see good things. That a lot of people may love that good thing. A lot of people care about that good thing, and that's the reason why you even know about it, and that's the reason why you bring it up. So balance your statement. That's what I said to you.
Listen to me, Mose. First of all, me never even know who sell barbecue on there, I swear. Me never even know that who they sell barbecue. Me pass and see people. Me don't know who they sell barbecue there. Me know about this because we are virgin. Meet me. Where I always meet me, we watch the show, and he beat me better than tell me, you're the dark and know they cut down the tree, that, you know, because they know that what I do. And the people, for I do what I do, I get respect for society part. Things concern people, and they choose me to make I put it on the forefront, but I choose to have a conversation about something, and I choose to I tell the man over first time, meet the most. I tell him, boy, me no know. Me no want to talk about I don't know nothing about that tree. That man come the second time, pass me, and tell me you're going. You, I ain't got to tell you, I'm going to most better, and that's right. So he passed me, and I tell you.
Yes,
we don't know what going there. But
brother, this is not. But brother, this is not.
But
brother, this is not an indictment to you. That's not the conversation I'm having with you. The conversation I'm having with you is that you made a statement that we not like see things they go good. We.
What that
you say we coffee. we destroy things.
I can't back to myself kind of part of the generation there.
And the point I'm making to you is that you can't just make one blanket statement like that, because you have individuals, no doubt, like with any group of people, where where bad mind, where negative, where destructive. But just like any other group of people, you have the living evidence where people cared about that thing, cared about that entrepreneur, cared about to the point where they come to you, cared about it enough to the point where they come to me. So you have to balance it off. You can't just
Mose. You see any culture out there? I respect me. I use the word we because it starts from we. Any other culture out there, it's because every culture have their own, misunderstanding. But then I tell you about, listen to me. Most the other day I got along the street, walking at the mahogany supermarket, feel proud. To know that I don't even know what the price. To know that I'm a Belizean owner. Here in this country all my life, and I tell you, I see some of the best Belizean family step up in the business world. I fall with tears in the eyes. Take out the history of the business. I see that. I don't have a problem with the other business when they're wrong. I don't have a problem with development. Everybody have to survive. I don't have a problem with other culture. Have the mindset and the vision. I don't have a problem with that. Where I have a problem with is that for we thinking ability and behavior and character towards each other. You understand? You understand, my brother?
I hear you, brother. I just didn't tell you.
It's not to disrespect my people. I thought it all would have the same.
Okay.
But this is the issue with the face every day amongst yourself. Look who they get killed. Look who they wild. What else I could think? We kill out each other. That's why we look to leave it. Listen to me. This country where we live in now, they reckon we live in and be the majority.
But we're not the majority.
I don't have a problem with development. I don't have a problem with other cultures. But I have a problem when we slim down, margin down. You never watch news again. Somebody could tell me who dropped. Come in and watch news again. Because then that sometimes the people will meet every day on the street. We've got good heart, good spirit, good conversation. You know? And then next minute you see them on TV, they cry for their picnic. But then that's some situation. We make it look uncomfortable. Most me get tired of seeing my people and they cry on TV. For help.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to medical help and surgery. Because anybody could get ill.
I have to break.
Oh, all right. Now you for blame me, no?
Yeah.
How you know when I hold the rush from the what?
Well, I the chop. Respect.
All right, respect.
It's 8 o'clock. We'll break. When we come back, we're going to have a guest in the house. This is WUB, Wigglebilly's Morning Vibes, Monday morning edition.
Get ready for back to school with Benny's B-Books. We have limited edition Benny's exercise and composition books just in time for the new school year. Get 6 composition books for 5 B-Bucks and 12 exercise books for only 2 B-Bucks. Benny's and B-Bucks, getting you ready for back to school.
We are ready for back to school. Are you?
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I can help right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Planning a trip to Belize? Here's how to complete your I Declare Arrival form in 5 easy steps. Step 1. Visit belizetravel.immigration.gov.bz. Step 2. Select the appropriate forms for arrivals. Choose Arriving to Belize. Step 3. Provide your origin trip details, including your departure airport and country of residence. Step 4. Carefully complete the immigration form. Add dependents if necessary. Declare baggage, currency, and merchandise, and confirm your entries are correct. Step 5. Download your completed form and take a screenshot of your QR code and reference ID to present to the immigration officer. Thank you for using Belize iTravel. Safe journey.
right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, 18th of August 2025. Mose Hyde hosting today. We have a very special feature this morning as we have a special report from Marisol Amaya, a news editor who was with she was with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, under Banner, you represent in our way, along with other media houses for the series of meetings that were held on Friday with the President of Mexico and also the President of Guatemala and Belize's Prime Minister. And just before I get Marisol unleashed to all of you, just to understand that very rarely when we have these kind of monumental, significant meetings where the Belizean media is able to be present. Of course, we know that we live in a time when there is policy where the media is not really dealt with open arms. There's very infrequent press conferences, and so very often the media has to has to push itself onto, to almost in some instances ambush public officials to try to get and secure an opportunity to ask questions. In my view, this is outrageous, and especially so when you have a meeting of this level, where you have this, I think, an unprecedented coming together of the three, Mexico and its two southern neighbors, Belize and Guatemala, at the highest level converging in South Mexico. And so, being that it's close enough, but Marisol will tell you what it was like just to even...
How grueling it was.
Grueling, she says. Trying to get access, could not get accreditation because we wanted to... I may forgo, but I couldn't get clearance, and we wouldn't have to get clearance, so that gets crashed and put one side. Marisol had to go by herself. There was a lot of moving parts to be able to be present or be nearby for these meetings, and so I'm very appreciative of the fact that Marisol, I know that she sent me a video of her sitting on our building, almost.
This is a parking lot area.
Parking lot
but
area.
you know something interesting? So the top of that parking lot is solar panels.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
So give us a quick, Marisol, give us a quick.
Yes, I just meant another. I will not cut you off. I'll have you finish because that was just to show you what we go through as media. The kickway from the front, where we were not supposed to be, the entrance to the resort, where we weren't supposed to be in the first place as independent media, but we had gone with the government press office in their van, a protocol vehicle from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That's what they provided for the press office to get there. And so they had allowed the van to go all the way into the front of the entrance of the resort. This is Hotel Mundo Maya Calakmul. That's in the state of Campeche, and maybe like to the west of Chetumal, a little bit slightly north. And so once the president's delegation had arrived, this is the president of Mexico from Guatemala, then they're like, nope, you are not allowed to be here. Only the government's official media can be here. So that's when they sent us, you either stay in your van or you go to the actual entrance all the way out for the resort.
So this was no kind of fun getaway.
It never is. When you travel outside for work in media, it never is.
Yeah, I know. So quickly, give me a sense of what transpired. Like, how many meetings, when were those meetings, who met? Just give me a sense before we get into any details of what has emerged or what you covered. Just give me a kind of timeline of what happened over that Friday.
So first of all, the Mexican president, I mean, it's been said that our prime minister is all over the place, but she is super incredible. I really don't know where she gets all her energy from. She arrived in, like, everything is turned into an event for her. She arrived in Chetumal this Thursday night, had like a meet and greet on her arrival. 8 the following morning, she has the Mañanera, which is the daily morning press conference that she holds. I believe she has held them elsewhere, but this time it was in in Chetumal. And from there, very brief announcements in relation to Belize, Guatemala, Mexico Trilateral meeting, because she was asked about it, but she didn't want to release a lot or announce much at all, right? And what you're seeing on screen right now, those are photos of the Trilateral meeting that was held with the President of Guatemala, the Prime Minister of Belize, and Dr. Scheinbaum. She is a doctor, I think trained in environmental studies, climate change and so. So from there, she still holds a couple other events in the general area in Quintana Roo before heading to Guatemala for a bilateral with the President of Guatemala, Bernardo Arevalo, and then they have a press conference at Flores, I believe it was, and from there, then they moved to both of them to Calakmul in Campeche, where we were already waiting. The Prime Minister was already there as well. He arrived by Astrom helicopter with his small delegation. The other ministers who accompanied our Prime Minister was Honorable Francis Fonseca, our Minister of Foreign Affairs, and then we had the Minister for Energy, that's Michelle Shabat. We had our Ambassador of Belize to Mexico, that's His Excellency Oscar Arnold, and then we had 2 CEOs, the CEO in the Office of the Prime Minister, Narda Garcia, and we had the Foreign Affairs CEO, Amalia Mai, who were part of that delegation for Belize. So I think they had a long wait, but I guess that went into lunch for our Prime Minister, and then the Minister of Guatemala, the President of Guatemala, Christy, if you can queue up the Mexico versus Guat arrival VO. That's going to show you when the President of Mexico is making her arrival at the resort. This is the resort. And then you have the arrival of the Guatemalan president. And it was so interesting to note that's the Mexican president. It's like 3 or 4 vehicles. She's in the second one and she waves. This is now the Guatemalan president. You see the speed with which they are coming, and you're going to see the number of vehicles that they bring for the President of Guatemala. And one of the Mexican journalists, they were like, this is by design and it's by order of the President of Mexico. She's not flashy. I think keeping in line with her predecessor as well, someone who's considered a populist, someone who is very much in tune with their people. And then they have their trilateral meeting. They were a little bit delayed, but I must tell you, it was really incredible to watch the organization and the coordination for this regional meeting. Of course, you're talking about a huge disparity in population for Mexico, 132 million, for Guatemala, over 18 million, and then we didn't even reach 1 million. And obviously in economy size as well, huge disparities. But I was telling Mose earlier that the guy from press office, one of the officials from the press office or Belize press office, indicated that they had the Mexican delegation was accompanied in their official media team with 20 camera persons. It was incredible, and the level of security, and it's the same thing that you've been to cover an OAS meeting in Guatemala. The level of security is heightened, right? And that's expected. So they go into their trilateral meeting, and everyone, I think, was expecting big announcements at the press conference following that trilateral meeting, but there was no such thing. They didn't even take questions. They had just a statement from each of the heads of state, and that was it. They signed the Calakmul Declaration, and then this was already like, was it close to 6? I think, yeah, it was around that time, maybe 5:30, already minutes to 6, that they concluded. And after that, they still went into the bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Belize, the President of Mexico. And because we have not yet been able to get any indication from our Prime Minister, from our government press office, what came out or what were the outcomes of that bilateral meeting, I do want to share just a very short snippet that the President of Mexico shared during her morning press briefing about what were some of the things that were going to come out in the bilateral. But before that, Mose, you were so very right to say that it's like pulling teeth always. I know, based on how things proceeded now, that our Prime Minister knew way beforehand because they had to have prepared for the signing of this declaration. So this, I imagine, would have been months in preparation. And so, but we never found out that there was this trilateral meeting taking place until the Monday. Well, actually, I think some of us until the Tuesday.
I found out on Tuesday.
Because the morning briefing that the President had held, that's when she disclosed that she was going to travel to Chetumal and then to Guatemala and then hold this trilateral meeting with the three heads of state.
So this information came out via that before it was officially released, disclosed here in Belize by our officials?
It came out in that morning press briefing on Monday last week, 1 week ago. That's when we first found out. Well, the Tuesday, I think some of us. And even after that, well, I think it was the Tuesday that when local media started reporting on it, and then we started asking questions because we still didn't know the actual agenda, and even until we got there, we still didn't know the full agenda or the final agenda. But
up until Thursday afternoon, you didn't know where the meeting would be held. We knew the area.
Well, as a matter of fact, it was they never told us officially. We got information from other colleagues that had been fed information from their own sources, right, in government. So that was never given to us, and we had been told by
a covert operation.
By the president, and accreditation was a pain. We never got anything, and that's the reason why Mose unfortunately could not make it to be my cameraman. And but we're not gonna go into all of that. So when we started asking questions on would it have been the Wednesday or the Thursday? I can't remember. May have been the Wednesday evening that the government sent a press release to say the Prime Minister is going to attend this meeting. Here are some of the topics of discussion. And on Thursday, the Foreign Minister had spoken as well. He spoke about the pact that was to be signed. So he had details on that, but there were not many more details. So we're going to go to the Scheinbaum Belize insert for her to share what they were going to talk about in the bilateral meeting.
And later, with Belize, there are also projects related to the interconnection of the Maya train, which they're interested in, along with other proposals they're making, issues related to security, and above all, environmental matters, which I won't get ahead of, since they'll be announced later. And later, with Belize, there are also projects related to the interconnection of the Maya train, which they're interested in, along with other proposals they're making, issues related to security, and above all, environmental matters, which I won't get ahead of, since they'll be announced later.
Okay,
You
I heard a bit of it.
It was always clear to me from everything that was being said ahead, and obviously due to the relationship that Mexico and Guatemala have, the sizes, their economy, they shared large border in the south of Mexico, and the issues that arise from that, Mexico being to the southern part of the United States, where you have the large number of migrants trying to get to the U.S. illegally. It was always clear to me that there were going to be many more issues for Mexico to discuss with Guatemala, but the President of Mexico did say later with Belize, there are also projects related to the interconnection of the Maya train, which they're interested in. So keep in mind that we accept that we're a bigger nation, right? So she said Belize interested in the Maya trade. And I think it was the Prime Minister of Belize who asked if it could come to Belize. And then she added, along with other proposals they're putting forward. So it would be interesting to find out what are those proposals that Belize is putting forward. And she mentioned issues related to security and above all the environmental matters, which is what it ended up being at that press conference, the Calakmul Declaration. So from there, we're going to talk about the Tren Maya and what it all means. I haven't been following the Tren Maya as much as some people have been in media in general. I'd say I'd imagine that you'd have people in business who would be very much interested, environmentalists as well in Belize. And so it was the first time I was hearing about the Prime Minister stating in this interview that we were able to get, because we went with the protocol van, and that got us right to the front entrance of the resort. So we waited there and the Prime Minister came and he was walking past, but he did give us an interview. And I must say that the Prime Minister has been, let me not use any word to describe, but he's always given us an interview whenever we have asked to interview him outside of Belize. He's always given us an interview. That's not the case in Belize, but outside, yeah. So he granted us an interview and we were able to ask him everything related to what they would discuss and so on. This is the first time I heard him say that the Maya train, if it comes through Belize, will not impact any protected areas or reserves, and that it's going to follow the established transportation routes already set, right? So I think that would be of great relief. Of course, there is going to be first cover last, and yeah, so that was the first time I was hearing him say that. But then in that morning interview, he also indicated that they're still at preliminary discussions level. And we thought, because there had been a meeting, as far as I'm aware, of technocrats from Mexico who'd come to Belize to have talks about the Tren Maya, we had thought that those, I don't know how fast we may expect they to go, right? But we thought that the discussions in relation to the Tren Maya expanding into Belize would have been further along. But the Prime Minister said from the beginning, at that interview in the morning, preliminary discussions. But I think that never sink in. And so when we got to the Trilateral press conference at 4:30 in the afternoon, people were still expecting that there's going to be a bigger announcement in relation to the Tren Maya. Some people are saying that it was the Mexican press that hyped that up, the expansion into Belize and Guatemala, but the only announcement that was made was in relation to the Calakmul Declaration. That's in relation to environmental preservation of the biocultural corridor, the Great Maya Rainforest of Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico. I had written somewhere the size of that, but we're going to get into that. So let's go to what was shared. So that's all the Prime Minister shared, and there was no discussion regarding Tren Maya formally at the Trilateral press conference. So I do want to share, because in our minds, the Tren Maya, based on everything that's been said, is going to come through Belize, then head into Guatemala. But the Guatemalan president said Guatemala, then Belize. But I think the Mexican president did say through Belize into Guatemala. So at least the 2 versus 1, right? But also I want to establish that Mexico, they're promoting this 4th transformation movement. That's where they are, and a whole lot of infrastructure developments are happening. There's actually another train that's apart from the Maya train, and this one is called the Interoceanic Train. That one is, so she's going to explain it, but that one too is also expected to be expanded into Guatemala, but it's more for, as far as I'm aware, freight. I'm not sure if it's tourism as well, it may be, but it's like for the southern part of like further in for Mexico. So that's going to end up at another area of Guatemala. All of that is being worked on. Separate from these two trains, there's a huge bridge in Cancun that's going up right now as well. And when we're talking about these things, like massive infrastructure projects. If you don't have any questions, then we're going to hear from what the Guatemalan president had to say. And these inserts are coming from that press conference that was held after the bilateral meeting between that would be Mexico and Guatemala.
So we'll listen to your inserts, then we will take a break, and then when we come back, I will have a question for you.
Okay, so we're going to have the Guatemala trains. And yeah, I'm going to introduce the others because then I can share a little bit of what they were saying and what questions were posed to them. So we'll hear what President Arevalo has to say about the Maya train.
Conectar el Tren Maya con Guatemala y eventualmente con Belice es una visión que compartimos y para lo cual acordamos.
Connecting the Maya train with Guatemala and eventually with Belize is a shared vision, and to that end, we've agreed to promote the start of trilateral negotiations as well as the corresponding feasibility studies. But we will also join efforts to connect with Mexico via the south through the Pacific at Tecunuman and Ciudad Hidalgo in a project that will allow for the links between our peoples to multiply. This project, this railway interconnection, holds enormous potential for trade between our two countries, for the development and well-being of the people in Guatemala and southern Mexico, but also for the entire Mesoamerican region.
Guatemala y en el sur de México, pero también para toda la región mesoamericana.
So there he speaks about the two trains. I didn't even know, I mean, I don't follow Mexican news like that daily, so I wasn't even aware about this interoceanic train. But the thing that sticks out there for me is the feasibility studies, right? That those have to be done. Likewise, President Arevalo, just as our Prime Minister is saying, it's going to follow in Guatemala established transport routes. It's not going to impact any protected areas. Of course, we know that in Mexico, there was a whole lot of criticism. There were protests as well against that project because it was impacting areas that were traditional for indigenous communities, right? So, but in our case, the Prime Minister is saying, no, that won't happen. There is one area, and this came out of the interview with the Prime Minister in the morning, the channel, the Zaragoza channel, that would connect Bergrisky through Bacalar Chico Marine Reserve to the area of Ixcalac in Mexico, and our environmentalists are very much concerned about that, and the Prime Minister has said that they will take those into consideration, but we don't know what that means, right? So that one is still up in the air. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. We're going to go next to where the Mexican president was asked at that press conference. Well, we've heard that the Tren Maya project in Mexico is not even finished yet. Or is it you're thinking of expanding to Belize and to Guatemala? And this is what she responded. That one is titled Sheinbaum Train Success.
A ver, el Tren Maya es un éxito en México. Hasta ahora han utilizado el Tren Maya más de 1,5 millones de personas. Es un proyecto estratégico.
The Maya train is a success in Mexico. To date, more than 1.5 million people have used it. It's a strategic project that brings visibility to the south of our country, where historically development was only envisioned in the north. It channels tourism from the northern part of Quintana Roo, Cancun and its surrounding areas, to the rest of the peninsula. Incorporated are the states of Quintana Roo, Chiapas, Campeche, Tabasco, and Yucatan. Associated with the Maya train are several Maya World hotels, one of which we'll be visiting this afternoon. Secondly, it reflects a different vision of development in which communities are integrated. It's not only just recognizing the archaeological sites of the ancient Maya, this great civilization that left us so many teachings, but also about honoring today's Maya people who were forgotten for many years. It represents the possibility of community development because, in addition, various works linked to the Maya train were done to improve local communities. It's an extraordinary project.
De desarrollo comunitario, porque además se hicieron diversas obras vinculadas con el Tren Maya para el mejoramiento de las comunidades. Es un proyecto extraordinario.
Those who may have forgotten, like myself, apparently the Maya train is also going to have a cargo component to it, right? So the president of Mexico announced or stated that this year they will start the construction of that part of it. I am not sure how that is going to work. I really don't know, and she didn't provide details of what that will entail. That one is freight train, Christy.
Además, este año iniciamos la construcción del Tren Maya de carga. Hoy es de pasajeros. El de carga nos va a permitir a México.
This year, we've also started construction of the Maya freight train. Currently, it's only a passenger train. The freight train will allow Mexico to connect the north and south by rail, those trains that were long forgotten in our country and which now take up a promising future for our people. The Maya freight train will also allow us to connect with another train, the interoceanic train, which is the train that runs from Oaxaca to Veracruz across the Isthmus of Tehuantepec. That train has two lines that are nearing completion. One that goes by the south in the Pacific, the southern train, Line K, which stretches from Oaxaca to Ciudad Hidalgo, Chiapas. And the goal is that Guatemala can incorporate the benefits from this train however Guatemala sees fit. It's not that Mexico will build the interoceanic train within Guatemala. Rather, it's a cooperation project designed to ensure that the benefits of the interoceanic train do not only stay in Mexico, but that they also reach Guatemala with the promising development this initiative brings. On the other hand, there's the Maya train, which could connect from Belize through to Guatemala, and which also supports tourism and also goods in this area. It's a different vision of cooperation for development. For us, human mobility, migration, must be addressed at its root causes. People in general don't migrate by choice, they migrate out of necessity.
La gente, en general, la gran mayoría, no migra por gusto, migra por necesidad.
Okay, so there's one last thing I want to say about the whole Maya train. We're not going to touch it unless you bring it up in our last segment, but for those who missed it, in that interview in the morning with the Prime Minister, we asked him about now these reports that the US has been suspicious that China is funding at least part of the Maya train. And so the Prime Minister's response to this was, well, if the US is willing to step in and provide funding, then, and so he left that hanging, meaning that then they would accept that. But he didn't accept that, yes, China is funding the Tren Maya, but that brings into question the whole aspect of our support for the sovereignty of Taiwan. And he was asked this, and he's like, no, he just reiterated Belize's support for Taiwan. The foreign minister had also been asked about that, and he appeared not to know. But also I must mention that the Tren Maya project, the potential expansion into Belize, it's the Ministry of Investment that is handling that, not even the Ministry of Transport. It falls under the Ministry of Investment, which falls under the Prime Minister. So yeah.
We take a break and then we come back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes with a special briefing from our news editor, Marisol Amaya.
Make every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
a special Marisol Amaya report inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, as she spent Friday and portions of Saturday, in fact, in Mexico. Now, I have my feelings about the whole Tren Maya thing. I don't want to get into that. I don't have the time. But for me, as a talk show host and a citizen of Belize, my thinking about this whole thing that happened, which kind of landed on us at the 11th hour, is that this is not a country like Mexico is not random. Yeah. They're not just spur of the moment. I feel in some regards like we are like a child in a store that saw the toy section and would like mommy to get us a toy, but mommy is in the supermarket about something more significant. And I use that analogy to say Mexico is on a different track here. There's a reason why this is not something that I can recall ever happening, where there is this coming together of this sort. And we know that, so in my thinking, without having any confirmation of this seems to me a bit expansive. Mexico tends to be about itself, tends to be inward. The Tren Maya is about Mexicans. But this whole trilateral meeting shows, at least suggests to me, that Mexico is being altered because of what's going on to the north and what's been going on with the empire and all that is being manifested by the Trump administration. It's having a ripple effect. And now we are looking at significant adjustments going on. I think about the fact that it's always a good thing when we are engaging on the geopolitical level as equals with Guatemala. I look on the fact that essentially the Mexicans embraced us as a sovereign nation in this gathering.
There were some slights though, before you continue too.
So
no, well, just in coordination.
So I'm just looking at it from that standpoint. Like, I know a lot of the coverage has been about the Tren Maya and all of that. And that's significantly because of the posturing of our officials. But I am very interested to kind of understand what the Mexicans are seeing and what their ultimate interests are in the way that they are now moving.
Well, I don't think it's lost on them, everything that's happening to the north of them, and obviously through their own countries with the migration and the security aspects, and those of course were very big parts of their bilaterals, and I think the trilaterals, but obviously they did not let on any of that. When I spoke about slights, I meant that that entire trilateral press conference was in English. There was no translation. The only English there was the thank you from the Prime Minister when he ended his portion.
It was in Spanish, you mean?
Everything was in Spanish. Not one thing in English except the thank you from the Prime Minister when he ended his contribution to it. And if you notice, they had a press conference after the bilateral meeting, and they made no such accommodation for the Belize media after. Keep in mind though that that bilateral meeting was happening late. But, and I don't know what time it would have concluded, so we didn't even wait around. It had been a very, very long day. We'd left here 4 in the morning, and the press office staff had left, I don't know what time, from Belmopan, but yeah. And this is my own interpretation, it may be that it's a reaction from Mexico to the pressures of the US to go further down and say, okay, these are some of the measures that we can take, some of the initiatives that we can implement, to let that be our grain in the sand to curbing the illegal migration and trying to ensure the economic survival. Because you heard what she said. She said that people do not move out of their communities just for the sake of doing so. It's because they're pressured to do so. They don't want to do so. And so if you have that economic movement that's going to allow dignified employment and all of that where people are, there won't be any need to move. And so in my view, it may just well be a reaction to the pressures from the US.
All right, you had a final insert you wanted to share?
So this one it's a bit lengthy because I put together snippets from what the Prime Minister said, the President of Guatemala and the President of Mexico, and this is in relation to the Calakmul Declaration establishing the biosphere, the biocultural reserve, which spans, I need to get the total, but it's pretty lengthy. 2,000, I did the conversion, 2,316.6 square miles total for Guatemala, Mexico, and Belize. I can't remember the actual figure for Belize, but it's not, it's 0.6, and she mentions it in the insert. That's the size of the entire area. I think that one is for Belize. I'm getting confused here. So for Belize is 2,316.6 square miles that would be part of this reserve, and the totality is 22,008 square miles for the three countries. And before we play that insert though, there was one other significant announcement that came out of that trilateral press conference, but the President of Mexico linked it to the outcomes they expect from the designation of this biocultural reserve, and it's the fact that they intend to begin the second phase of the agricultural project called Sembrando Vidas. In English, it's a literal translation of planting lives, but in essence, it's an agricultural project that's already impacting farmers in Belize. So it provides seed money, that sort of thing, and it's also expanded to Guatemala as well. So she announced on Friday that they're going to go into the second phase, and it will benefit Belize and Guatemala as well. So we can go now to some of the main points that were shared during that press conference, which was about 32 minutes long, and they discuss aspects of how the declaration is going to be implemented, what are the bodies that are going to oversee it, and this huge significance of the area. So that one, yeah.
Con la firma de ese memorándum de entendimiento trilateral para el corredor biocultural de la Gran Selva Maya, no solo estamos protegiendo un ecosistema inestimable, sino también honrando.
Today, with the signing of this trilateral memorandum of understanding for the biocultural corridor of the Great Maya Rainforest, we're not only protecting an invaluable ecosystem, but also honoring the legacy of the civilization that once flourished in these lands. Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize once again demonstrate that our political borders do not divide us. They unite our efforts to preserve one of the planet's last remaining lungs and the living heritage of the Maya peoples. This corridor is not only a commitment to biodiversity, but also a bridge to a future where sustainable development, regenerative tourism, and ancestral wisdom guide our path. May this agreement be the seed of lasting cooperation where nature and culture become pillars of prosperity for generations to come. We invite the world to join this vision where environmental protection and cultural respect are universal.
Y la cultura sean pilares de prosperidad para generaciones venideras. Invitamos al mundo a sumarse a esta visión donde la protección ambiental y el respeto cultural sean universales.
Nos hemos comprometido a cooperar para fomentar el uso sostenible de la selva y para conservarla protegiendo los derechos humanos y culturales de las comunidades indígenas de este territorio.
We have committed to cooperate to promote the sustainable use of the forest and to conserve it by protecting the human and cultural rights of the indigenous communities of this territory, working together to respond to shared threats. The design and implementation of this initiative will be led by the Council of Protected Areas Authorities, composed of representatives appointed by the 3 countries. The proposed model will be supported through the participation of environmental organizations, the business sector, academia, and civil society through the Trinational Support Group for this initiative. Within this vast rainforest, our 3 nations share an immense heritage, and as a consequence, we have an immense responsibility so that today, Guatemala, Mexico, and Belize, our 3 governments step forward together. For in protecting the great Maya rainforest, we protect life and biodiversity, and we honor history to safeguard the future.
Frente. Porque protegiendo la gran selva maya, protegemos la vida y la diversidad y honramos la historia para proteger el futuro.
Estamos hablando de 0.6 millones de hectáreas en el caso de Belice.
We're talking about 0.6 million hectares in the case of Belize, 2.7 million in the case of Guatemala, and 2.4 million hectares in Mexico. This constitutes the second most important natural reserve on our continent after the Amazon. It is something extraordinary, and moreover, it is being celebrated at a historic meeting since the 3 heads of state had never met before.
Extraordinario, y además se celebra en una reunión histórica porque nunca se habían reunido los 3 jefes de Estado.
All right, and with that, we've reached the end of our briefing from Marisol. Let me just thank the sponsors who made her efforts and our efforts possible. Beltrade, Freetown Drugstore, Quick Home Real Estate, Tobal Trade and Vocational Institute, Central Bank of Belize, Belize Press Office. And Marisol, I want to thank you. I know this is not your thing to get up in the morning and come on the show, be on the camera and all of that. So I know it took a lot of compromise in you to be here. Thank you.
It's always a good experience, even though I complain. I wouldn't say complain, but I'm a trooper, so it's always an awesome experience to see how things function out there in the world. Yeah.
Well, this is our world, you know. You are in a part of the world. Thank you, Mario. So we're going to take ourselves the final break, and we're going to come back and wrap up the WB for today.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Use B-Bucks to purchase items at any Benny's location. Spend B-Bucks on items in-store after you have earned them. You can give or transfer B-Bucks to another B-Bucks member or registered charity. To learn more, visit our website at www.bbox.bz. Remember, loyalty is always rewarding with B-Box. Brought to you by Benny's. Quality and savings.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
For today, but with health and strength, we're going to come back tomorrow morning, 6:30, Tuesday morning edition of the Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We thank the team for being behind the scenes and making sure that everything clicks and everything is on. Larry G at Crim Radio, up at XTV, Harlan Wagner, or Director Christy Flowers. We wish you the best for Monday. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
Corporation, that's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And often the people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We got to keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize.